Okay, so in this video, I am going to discuss or I continue with partial fractions and I will discuss case number 2. Case number 2 is when the factors of q of x are all linear but some of the factors are repeated. In case 1, no factor is repeated, but for case 2, some of the factors are repeated. So suppose that x minus a sub I is a p-fold factor. Okay? It's being repeated by p number of times. No? Then corresponding to this factor, there will be the sum of p partial fractions. Okay. So if this term is repeated, then your solution is this one. For each term, decrease the power of x minus ai from p until ang power niya is 1. And then you assign one constant sa each term. Where a1, a2 until ap are constants to be determined. Okay, so let's try this one. The integral of x cubed minus 1 all over x squared times x minus 2 cubed. Now, x is a linear factor, but it's repeated. No? X times x, linear na. And also, x minus 2, it's being repeated 3 times. So, we can express this one as a sum of partial fractions. This one. For x squared, you start with 2 and then 1, decrease by 1. Huh? And then for x minus 2, from 3, 2, and then 1. And then just assign a constant for each term. Okay. So from this original integral, it will be converted to this one, partial fractions. So next thing we do is to multiply the equation by q of x, this one. So the result is this. This one times the left side is x cubed minus 1. And then a over x squared times this, so x minus 2 cubed lang. B over x times this, 1x is cancelled, so you still have x as well as x minus 2 cubed. And then c over this times this one, x squared na lang. And d over this, so what remains is 1x minus 2 and then x squared. And then e over x minus 2. What remains is x minus 2 squared and then x squared. So the next step is this. Substitute. From this one, this is true for all values of x except x equal to 0 and x equal to 2 para dili siya ma-undefined. So if you will substitute when x is equal to 2, first term is 0, second term 0, fourth 0, fifth 0. And therefore, we can solve for C. No. So substitute x equal to 2, 2 cube, 8 minus 1, that's 7. And then 2 square 4. So we have this. And C is equal to 7 over 4. And the next is when x is equal to 0. So pag 0, second term 0, third 0, fourth 0, fifth 0. Then we can solve for A. So 0 and then 0 and we have this. And A is equal to 1 over 8. Okay. So remaining constants, we have three constants lang, B, D, and E. So let us substitute A, 1/8 sa A, and 7/4 sa C. Yeah. Okay. We have this, our A, 1/8, and C equal to 7/4. Now, to solve for B, D, and E, you can substitute any value of X. And it will result to, and just substitute three values of X so that you can come up with three equations with three unknowns, B, D, and E. Example, when X is equal to 1, substitute mo 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. The result is this. So you simplify, the result is this. Negative 1 cube is negative 1 times 1, negative 1, negative B. So you transpose positive B. Okay, 1 squared times negative 1, negative 1, D, transpose positive D. Negative 1 squared is positive. Positive E, transpose, you have minus E. So, all the unknowns, transpose sa left side. Sa right side are the constant. So, you have 7/4 minus 1/8. So, the answer is 13/8. So, this will be equation number 1. Next, when x is equal to negative 1 until this one, negative 1. This is the result. And then simplify. Okay. This is our equation number 2. So negative 3 cube is negative 27 times negative 1, positive 27. Positive 27, no? So ang unknowns will remain sa right side or on one side, and then constants transpose sa opposite side. And after you simplify, this is the result. And then last one, when x is equal to negative 2. So negative 2 cube is negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. And then the result is this. After you simplify, this is the result. This is equation number 3. So we have 3 equations with 3 unknowns. This one. And using your calculator, you can solve for B, D, and E. B, D, and E. So after solving for the constants, pwede na niyo ma-substitute sa partial fractions. We have this. So this is our A, 1/8, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so okay, 1/8x squared, 3/16x, and so on. So next is, okay, this one. So for the first term, it's simply power rule. Transfer x squared sa numerator, it becomes x raised to negative 2. Second term, integral of dx over x, it's ln of x. And the next 3 terms, u lang nila. Power rule lang. U x minus 2, du is dx. Okay, so this is the result. X squared transfer to numerator becomes x raised to negative 2. Now this one is ln lang, du over u. So let u equal to x minus 2, du equal to dx. Okay. So, yung result. This is the result. And use power rule. We have this. And then simplify. This is the final answer. 1 over 8 times negative 1, negative 1 over 8, and x raised to negative 1 becomes denominator. And then 3 over 16 ln x, 7 over 4 times negative 1 half. It's negative 7 over 8. And then u raised to negative 2 transfer to denominator. Okay, so this is the final answer. Now, there's an alternate solution in solving for the constants. A constant lang. Okay. Instead of substituting values of x, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, negative 2, negative 1, there's an alternate solution. So it will not depend on you on what type of solution you are going to use or what solution na confident ka magamit. So, this is the result sa one. Yan, no? Okay. So what we are going to do is to expand the terms. Like x minus 2 cube, expand. Same with this. Okay, this is the result. Expansion of x minus 2 cube is this. X minus 2 cube, x minus 2 square, this one. And then, distribute a sa each term, as well as bx, dx squared, and then ex squared. Okay. So, after ma-distribute ang a, bx, dx squared, and ex squared, this is the result. So, the next step is this. Next step, ani, is let's compare coefficients of similar terms, left or right. Okay? And take note that the highest power of x sa right side is 4. So we will start with x raised to 4. So coefficients sa x raised to 4 sa left side must be equal to the coefficients of x raised to 4 sa right side. And since we don't have a term containing x raised to 4 sa left side, therefore 0. And then we have this. X raised to 4, 0 sa left side because we don't have a term containing x raised to 4. And then sa right side, we have B and E. And then for cube, we have 1. We have a term x cubed, so the coefficient is 1. Sa right side, we have A, negative 6B, D, and minus 4E. And then for x squared, we don't have a term containing x squared sa left side. So 0 lang. And then sa right side, we have negative 6A plus 12B plus C minus 2D plus 4E. And then x, again, 0 sa left. So we have 12A minus 8b. And then last is constant. We have negative 1. Constant, negative 1. So right side, we have this one. This is our only constant term, negative 8a. So since we have 5 unknowns, A, B, C, D, and E, okay lang because we have 5 equations. Equations 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So to solve for the constants E to E, okay, we start with this. From equation 5, our A is equal to 1 over 8. Diba? Okay. And then after solving for A, we'll substitute it to equation 4. We can solve for B. So from 4, 12 times 1 over 8 divided by 8, that's our B, 3 over 16. And after solving for B, you proceed to equation 1. You can solve for E. So from 1, E is equal to negative 3 over 16. And then from 2, we already have A, 1, 8. We already have B, 3 over 16. And we already have E, negative 3 over 16. We can solve for D. Five over 4. No? And then from equation 3, since we have A, B, D, and E, we can solve for C. Okay? So, let's review our previous answer. Okay. A is 1 over 8, B is 3 over 16, C is 7 over 4, D 5 over 4, and E negative 3 over 16. Same lang. Ba? Okay. So, if you use this solution, this is the result, and after this, you will go back, you will go through these steps that I had, and you will arrive at the same answer. So, choice nimo what to use, no? Either mag-substitute ka og x or you will compare coefficients. Okay, so that's it for case number 2. Thank you for watching.